What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Killer Off-Road Hobbies. This is going to be a first look at a Traxxas. Weird. Yes, I'm giving them another shot. So this is the Traxxas Summit, and it's huge. This is a gigantic RC. I can't even believe they would even try to call this thing 1/10 scale. 1/10 scale. Okay, well, anyways, in all seriousness, this thing looks awesome. Wow, this thing looks awesome. And if it does look a little dusty, it's because this thing has been sitting in my garage for about 6 months. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get to this thing till now. But it's here, it's brand spanking new, and yeah, we're gonna get into this. All right, so as I said, Traxxas does consider this thing to be a 1/10 scale for some reason. I would say it's at least 1/8 scale because it comes in at 22 inches long. It's about a foot tall and it's 18 inches wide. I mean, this is a beast of an RC, and it just, the stance and everything, awesome. And look at this travel. Look at that. Mad travel. Look at that articulation for an independent vehicle. That is wild. Alright, so let's go over some stats on this guy. I got this from A-Main Hobbies for about $470. This is the battery-less version. You can get this. It comes with two nickel metal packs. I opted to get the cheaper version, which doesn't come with batteries or a charger, but it does come with a whole bunch of goodies. It's got spare body clips, looks like some shock pistons in here, a bunch of tools, sticker sheet, everything you need, owner's manual. Make sure you read that. I will definitely be reading the owner's manual on this. I have had an e-Revo before, which is basically the same setup, but this thing has a bunch of different stuff. Alright, so yeah, this thing is kind of a one-of-a-kind RC. Arma took a shot at it with their Nero style chassis with the selectable lockers and stuff. I wasn't a big fan of that, but this is a different platform. It is designed differently, and I think the differential locking stuff and everything is going to be much better utilized on this thing, because it's not designed really as a as like a basher style vehicle. It's more of a do-it-all, but do-it-all kind of slow. And, you know, hopefully this platform is as good as I've heard. Alright, so pulling the shell off, we're going to do the typical overlook and just kind of talk about it. So this thing does run the Revo style, most people call it lay down suspension, cantilever suspension with the push rods. You do have, what, 3 adjustment spots on the actual A-arms, and the shocks are threaded bodied, so you can adjust ride height and a little bit of the dampening rate and everything. But this thing is designed to have a big amount of articulation, especially for a independent style suspension. It does run pillow balls front and rear, so your camber will be adjustable. Toe in and out is also adjustable with these rods right here. As I said, I'll do the overlook. And it does have LEDs front and rear. It's got 6 LEDs in the rear, and I do believe it's got 4 in the front. So you will have light, which is pretty cool. Moving forward from that, you do have the EVX2 waterproof speed control that is 4S capable. It does have lipo cutoffs. The older versions, the really old versions, didn't, but this does have lipo cutoff, and it is rated at 16.8 volts. And as I did say, it is waterproof. Up here, you have this oversized 775 Titan brushed motor that will survive the apocalypse, I'm sure. These Traxxas brushed motors are reliable. I can say that. It does have a built-in fan and should do pretty good in this rig. I'm just going to spoil it kind of right now. I do not plan on making this thing brushless. That could change after I run it for a while, but I know the diffs are not very capable of withstanding the brushless power, so I've heard. Okay, so it does have a slipper clutch here with a 2-speed transmission that works off of one of the 5 servos. This thing has 5 servos, 2 for steering, 1 for the front locker, 1 for the rear locker, and 1 to shift your transmission. We'll go over that on the transmitter shortly. Moving to the front, it's basically the same as the rear. Your toe in and out is adjustable with your turnbuckles. It does have the pillow ball, as I said, and it is the long arm rocker cantilever suspension. Does have a nice front and rear bumper. They feel kind of flimsy, but this thing isn't going to be very fast, so that shouldn't, I don't think durability is going to be much of an issue on this. If it is, you know, it's got a gratuitous amount of upgrades. Now, going back to the 2-speed transmission, your first gear, which is basically your crawler mode, your first gear is going to give you a 70-to-1 gear ratio. Now, that is really, really low. I don't even know if we can get a speed picked up on that low. We'll have to see. I'll go ahead and put my GPS on here, but I'm not going to promise you a speed in low gear because that is super, super low. But once you kick it up into second gear, you get a 25-to-1 gear ratio, and this thing is said to be able to do about 20 to 21 miles per hour. Now, don't quote me on that. We will get a speed on this guy, but that's what it's said to be able to do on dual nickel metal hydride packs as well as dual 2S lipo packs. The only thing lipo is going to do is give you a little bit better acceleration and probably a little bit better run time. Now, this is the eRevo style chassis. It does have these battery trays on the side that are fairly generous. They are vented, so you know you can get some air in there and whatnot. And the cords do come out the sides right here. There's a little slot, and it does run the Traxxas ID plugs, which I'm probably gonna get rid of. Other than that, I mean, it's basically a Revo. You know, everything's plastic. It just looks like a good setup. I'm gonna go ahead and jump the gun and say I'm probably going to enjoy this thing. I know it's not gonna be a big high flyer like my normal style, but I think I'm gonna enjoy this thing. Moving to the tires are very, very soft. Maybe a little too soft. It kind of throws up a red flag to me about longevity. And you know, if you're out crawling on the rocks, I mean, these tires feel really thin. They could possibly rip pretty easy. We'll have to see about that. These are fake beadlocks. These are not real beadlock rims, but they are 17mm hexes, so you know you can interchange them with basically any A-scale monster truck tire. Alrighty, so moving to the shell. Everybody knows the Summit shell is just awesome. This is a plastic blend, plastic nylon blend, and should make the shell last a long time. As I said, it's only capable of about 21 miles per hour, so it's not going to take a whole lot of use, I hope. And these fender flares are the same nylon blend, and I mean, This body is probably the coolest body I've seen on an RC, especially a ready to run. I mean, this body, they did awesome with this, I do have to say. And the way it's set up, the way it sits on here, I mean, it doesn't look funky either. The body's not super small with the tires sticking way past on both sides and everything. I mean, this truck looks pretty scale. I mean, as far as how far the tires and everything stick out, that's not overly to scale. But the body to the RC size and everything, I think they nailed it with this thing. I think this, I'll just say it, this is probably the best looking RC that I personally, like for my taste, have seen. I mean, I really, really, really dig the look of this truck. Everything about it. Yes, it's a Traxxas, and yes, I'm talking good about it. All right, so it does come with the TQI 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. It does run on 4 AA's. You do have your 50-50 trigger setting or your 70-30 if you want a little bit more control. This red switch right here is for your high and low. It does have steering trim and the multi-function, which is basically, you know, the active vehicle control helps you out a little bit. It does have that prehistoric menu setting on here where you can adjust endpoints and everything, but you have to go through a menu and count blinks of this LED light right here. It does have this 3-position toggle switch here for open, front locked, all locked. You do not have a solid rear lock. It either locks the front or both, or it's all open. Other than that, I do like these transmitters. The on-off switch is down here. I do like them. I like how open it is. Everybody that's watched my channel for a while knows that I hold my transmitters funky. So I do appreciate how open this is, and it does fit my style. So I do like these TQI transmitters. Now, what more can I really say about this thing besides I'm going to take it out, I'm going to jump it a little bit, I'm going to take it on rugged terrain, I'll probably take it out to that spot that I take my rock crawlers to and see how it does on the rocks and everything. I might even take it out there and have it compete with those a little bit. It is much bigger tires, but it is independent and they're locked front and rear. This thing can lock front and rear, so we'll have to see how it does. But I am gonna go ahead and say that I am very excited about this this RC right here. Like I said, there's pretty much nothing out there like it, so it's going to be a unique RC experience, I think. Closest thing to it, like I said, is the Nero with the selectable locking differentials. I didn't appreciate it on that, but also, you know, I don't think that chassis was really designed to do the type of stuff that this thing is designed for. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that was informative and all the information you were wanting to know about this thing. If it was, please hit that thumbs up. If not, smash that thumbs down. Subscribe if you're new here. We've got a bunch of RCs coming and going through this this channel, and it's only gonna get better. All right, please check out the description. There's a bunch of cool stuff down there. You can get this exact sweater. You can get t-shirts. You can get a flag, wall tapestry. Hey, you can even get a beach towel if you want to. It's all Killer Off-Road Hobbies. It helps support the channel. And I want to thank everybody. This is going to be an awesome year. I can't wait. All right, everybody, till the next video. Get out there, get in our seat, go have some fun, and we'll see you right back here. Take it easy. Peace.